Hi, my name is Marwo Abdi. My pronouns are she and her. I am the support coordinator for the AntiViolence Project at the University of Victoria. I coordinate support for survivors of gender-based violence and folks who are supporting survivors, and also give support to the staff at the AntiViolence Project. Before I started working, I've been working here for the last 3 years with the AntiViolence Project. Before that, I did work around gender-based violence in Kenya before I came to Canada 12 years ago. I've been working with UNHCR and other non-profit organizations who were doing work around gender-based violence, addressing and ending gender-based violence experienced by women and girls in refugee camp in Kenya. So, and then when I came here, I continued doing that work with the VSAC, Victoria Sexual Assault Center, and then I joined the AntiViolence Project. So that's a little bit about me.
That's great. Sounds very interesting. Can you tell us about the Anti-Violence Project?
Yeah, so the AntiViolence Project is the sexual assault center on the University of Victoria. Is an organization that's committed to addressing and ending gender-based and sexualized violence on campus and beyond. We strive to provide anti-oppressive, sex-positive services and advocacy and action on campus and off campus to people of all genders. So we do that through education. So we run the volunteer training before COVID happened, through education, offering, running volunteer training for 42 hours. Then that changed when COVID happened. So we're doing that online now. We've adapted to working remotely a little bit. We also do support, supporting survivors of sexualized and gender-based violence. We have scheduled support hours where people could drop in and access support. Yeah, we have office at the University of Victoria, UVSS, and a support room, but that's not working right now. I'm in the office, but we have adapted to online, offering support over the phone, email, and video conferencing. We've also run the consent to workshops, supporting survivors workshops that are coming up pretty soon. We'll talk about them, I think, later. Yeah.
Now, is this just for UVic students, or can the general community participate, like reach out?
Yeah, our mandate is to work for the students, but we also support the community. So we have a lot of community members accessing our services. So we are open to both the students and community members.
Okay, great. And then you just mentioned about some webinars and workshops that you have coming up. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
Yeah, sure. We have consent workshops and supporting survivors workshops coming up. 2 consent workshops in March 9th. That's 5:30 to 7:30. And we have March 29th. That's 5 to 7. And then we have support workshop March 9th. Maybe I didn't get that right. Sorry. I checked, but all that information, I am the support coordinator. So we have an awesome education coordinator who's running our workshops, consent workshops and support workshops. All that information is on our website, antiviolenceproject.org. And there's like a section that says workshop. You can just hit there and you can get all the information about how to register our workshops. We have tons of information. So you can also follow us on our social media platforms. So we have Facebook page, the AntiViolence Project. We have an Instagram page and a Twitter. So we continuously update about workshops and anything that we're doing. So
yeah. That's great. What can people expect in these workshops?
Yeah, you can expect knowledge about consent. Those are like consent and support workshops. So on the consent workshops, you can get how to practice consent in your own lives. Consent is one way to actually prevent gender-based violence. A lot of knowledge around that, and it's going to be facilitated by a very knowledgeable people. On the support workshop, you'll get knowledge about how to support survivors in your life, some tips about, survivors of how to support survivors of gender-based violence, and actually support anyone, because there's so much, we all need support. So especially during this, hard pandemic, hard times. So you'll get a lot of like tips about how you can support people in your lives, but in particular, survivors of gender-based violence.
Um, and then you had also mentioned about volunteers and volunteer training. How can somebody get involved if they're interested in this project?
Yeah, you can like volunteer. Our organization entirely functions on volunteers. Before COVID happened, I mentioned we ran the volunteer training for 2 hours. And so those volunteers would work with the Anti-Violence Project. So they would like run support shifts. They would, really support people in supervision with a staff member. They can take on other different projects, educational projects. They can facilitate workshops, like, there's a lot of capacity, different ways volunteers can get involved. But since the COVID happened, we have modified our training, like volunteers training. So you can take the supporting survivors workshop and the consent workshop, and we have a volunteer coordinator, and then who would, you can email our education coordinator. We have a section for volunteers how to get involved on our website that I just mentioned, antiviolenceproject.org. You can just read all the information about how you can get involved. And hopefully COVID will end and we'll go back to normal. But we still have volunteers working with us and helping us with social media and resource collection. And yeah, we still have people to work with us. We need people to work with us, and there is some capacity to get involved. Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Let's really hope that this ends soon and we can get back and seeing people in person.
I know. Such hard
Right.
times.
Well, is there anything else that you'd like to add that we haven't covered?
Yeah, so like I guess I mentioned a little bit, but we run support hours. So we have like a support department supporting survivors Monday to Monday. Not Wednesday, we don't do that now. No, schedule changed a little bit because of stuff. But Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, we have a scheduled support hours that you can drop in. We have our support line again on our website, where we have a phone number. You can call us or email us if you need support. Yeah, just be aware if folks need support. We're here for them, and check it out.
That's great. Thank you so much for being part of this and for your time today. I really appreciate it. Lots of good information there, and hopefully, get some people signed up for those workshops.
Yeah, please.
Kale, thanks so much.
Thank you. Take care.